I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.G. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And any.
Well, hello and welcome back. That's a little teaser of what we're going to talk about today. As most everyone knows, Diddy has been arrested.
Yes.
Kat Williams predicted it earlier this year on Club Shay Shay.
Really good episode, by the way. If you haven't watched it, I recommend.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good episode. So, yeah, definitely watch it.
The one on Joe Rogan's good, too.
Yeah, they're both good. He does go on there and expose, and he talks about a lot of the stuff that's going on the comedy tour, stuff that he has to deal with and all.
Some of his own personal, his personal stories of what he's seen and heard, and then stuff that he's also seen and heard from other people. But crazy, I feel like there's some suspicions that people have had and made, and comments have been made. But this is like. It's coming out, It's real. And it's dark.
Yeah, it's very dark. As he said, there's a lot that's going to be exposed. We're going to get into this first article, and we'll kind of get you caught up, if you haven't, on Diddy and his charges. Let's see. Do you want to read this one?
I can. Yeah, I don't mind. Okay, so it says Sean Diddy Combs charged with sex trafficking. Sean Diddy Combs faces serious legal troubles following a federal indictment that unsealed multiple charges against him, including racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. The indictment reveals a disturbing pattern of abuse over decades, where Combs allegedly used his business empire to coerce and intimidate women into fulfilling his sexual desires. Specific allegations include forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. With incidents dating back to at least 2008, Combs was arrested in New York City after a long-running investigation, which included FBI raids on his properties in Los Angeles and Miami earlier this year. His attorney claims Combs is innocent and has cooperated with authorities, but the indictment details egregious actions, including orchestrating sex trafficking events referred to as freak-offs. If convicted, Combs could face over 20 years in prison alongside potential financial penalties, including asset seizure.
This is pretty serious.
I remember when his home, I know his home in Miami was raided. I remember that back in the summer, I guess, and he wasn't there, and there was that whole thing about him hopping on a plane and all of that. But I guess his sons were there, and I remember the footage of that. So I feel like back then we kind of knew, okay, something's happening, and I want to say that was not long after the Kat Williams interview.
Yeah,
seems like that came out, and then not long after that, then that happened. So. This has been an ongoing investigation, it's looking like. And probably going on longer than we realize, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he's got a pattern of abuse, especially against women.
Oh, that video of Cassie.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
He's been charged multiple times, and that video of Cassie, it's disturbing to watch. You don't know what else was going on.
He's got issues.
There's no excuse for the way he treated her.
No,
you could tell she was scared. She was trying to get away, and he just comes in and snatches her, throws her down, and just starts kicking her, and then drags her back into the room. That was caught on camera, so there's no denying.
And that's just what was caught on camera. So
right.
Imagine, I mean, let your imagination, just kind of, who knows what's happened in the behind closed doors kind of thing. Because that was in a hallway.
Yeah, of a hotel. Yeah.
So anyway, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So this next one here, kind of an update. Sean Diddy Combs placed on suicide watch while awaiting trial, but mental state unclear, sources say. Sean Diddy Combs is on suicide watch as he awaits trial in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, sources tell People. Combs, 54, was arrested at Manhattan Hotel on the night of Monday, September 16th. The next day, his indictment was unsealed, revealing that he's charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He was remanded to MDC on Tuesday, September 17th, after pleading not guilty and being denied bail twice this week. It is not known if Combs is suicidal or how long he has been on suicide watch. Sources tell People that it is for preventative measures, as Combs is in shock and his mental state is unclear. According to the U.S. Department of Justice National Institute of Corrections, suicide watch is supervisory precautions taken for suicidal inmates that require frequent observation. People reached out to the Bureau of Prisons and SDNY. Let's see. During the court hearing, Combs' attorney, Mark Agnifilo,
I don't know. That sounds right.
asked the judge for the music mogul to be transferred to a prison in Essex County in New Jersey. The decision was ultimately put in the hands of the Bureau of Prisons. I want to say this article talked about the, here it goes down here. This is kind of what I was wanting to see here. MDC, which houses 1,600 inmates, many of whom are awaiting trial, is known for being dangerous and understaffed with a high number of deaths and suicides. And their motion for Combs to be granted bail, his attorney wrote that several courts in this district have recognized that the conditions at Metropolitan Detention Center are not fit for pretrial detention, per the Daily Beast. Yeah, I've heard this is a pretty bad place.
I heard that. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell was there, and I'm not sure if this is where Epstein was. I don't know. I guess I should have looked that up. But I've heard that may actually be the same jail that Epstein.
I think they were saying how like several people have been there.
Well, it just says just earlier this summer an inmate was murdered. The legal team added at least 4 inmates have died by suicide there in the past 3 years. I know the conditions are pretty bad. I've seen reports of maggots in the food and all.
That doesn't seem. I mean that kind of. Which I mean, I don't know if it's a federal facility or state-run facility or what, but that seems to me like that's something is wrong. With the conditions. I mean, that's inhumane conditions. That's the truth. I mean, if anything, that should be investigated.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely should be addressed.
Wow. I was just looking down here where it talks about in the indictment against Combs, he was accused of forcing victims to have freak-offs, which prosecutors describe as elaborate and produced sex performances. He allegedly used his fame and influence as well as drugs like cocaine, ketamine, and oxycodone to coerce and intimidate women to join the freak-offs. Additionally, the freak-offs were sometimes allegedly captured on camera without the victim's knowledge. Federal investigators seized 3 AR-15 rifles and 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant when raiding his Miami and Los Angeles homes this past March. Oh, so that was in March. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking summer, but spring. Yeah. 1,000 bottles.
1,000 bottles of baby oil.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
I mean, wow. I know there was a video, a short video. I think it was a part of another video, but anyway, it was like a short clip that showed his house.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could find that.
Is it the one that showed the cops going in and all the
It wasn't. It didn't show the inside, which I mean it might, but the part that I saw didn't. It just showed the outside, but it was showing how there were all these rooms that had access to the outside area, which I guess was like the backyard pool area, and they all had like windows and then doors to the outside. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, it was his mansion was pretty nice. It was
but I think they were saying like you could kind of see that being like easily accessible.
yeah,
for the free concert or whatever.
every room had a sliding door to the balcony, and all the balconies were connected, and they all overlooked the pool and the I guess the city. Let's see. I was trying to see if I could find but yeah,
And then they're also talking about people that have been openly affiliated with him over the years and how they're being real quiet.
yeah. I want to say, was it Pink? Pink and Usher both deleted all their posts on X, and they both were known to have spent a lot of time with Diddy.
Well,
J-Lo's another one of them.
Well, because they were in a relationship.
Yeah,
years ago.
It's going to be interesting
I think what would-
court.
Yeah, I think what will be interesting too is to see how far back this goes. I
Yeah.
mean, because there's even talk about how he got started.
Yeah.
You know, and people that are above him and like
His mentor. Yeah.
yeah, and just okay, who else is involved? Like, yeah, clearly he has issues and clearly he was very involved as he was orchestrating a lot of this, but
It's
he
there.
had to have had help, and I'm sure that this wouldn't be a thing if there weren't other people that were into this. So
Yeah.
there's no telling how far
Yeah.
deep, wide, and long this goes. I mean,
Right.
it could be, you know, like people were saying that he's like the Epstein of the music industry
Yeah.
and Hollywood.
yeah.
And so, and too, like we've talked about before about like Epstein, like there's no way that he was the only one doing those things.
Well, and they're also saying that his mentor all the way up the chain, all the way to Clive Davis. They say that there was a good chance that that Diddy was actually abused himself when he was young, coming
I'm
up.
sure.
And this is something he learned when he was coming up. So this is going to be a good one to watch. We're filming this on Tuesday, the 24th, and he actually has another court date today. So
Okay.
we'll learn something, probably later on today or tomorrow on what the next step in the case is. I know he offered $50 million for bond.
It was denied.
They denied it, saying that he was a flight risk. Because he's a billionaire. There's nothing to stop him from hopping on a plane and just disappearing and never seeing him again. Or going to a country where there's no extradition. So, but it is. This is going to be one to watch. I'm
curious to see who else.
I'm
is
curious
involved.
to see who else involved. He brought up Usher. He brought up Justin Bieber. And who was the two brothers that we were talking about?
Oh, Aaron and Nick Carter.
Aaron and Nick Carter. So he was in their lives when they were young and coming up. So
and Aaron passed away.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
This could go way back, and this could be. They're saying it could be worse than Epstein, but we don't really know that much about Epstein because they won't release the names of anybody. but this is going to be one to watch for sure. This may shake up the music industry for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just wanted to hop on and do this little video about this. If you haven't already heard, maybe we've updated you a little bit, and we may stay on this one and do some follow-ups as we learn more. But this is one to watch. So
we'll see what we actually find out. That's going to be the thing, because you have to keep in mind too, this is an election year, and so there's going to be a lot of distractions from from other things that are going on and happening. So keeping that in mind, and I mean, yes, of course, like we want to know what's going on, but I feel like they're only it's at an arm's reach. I'm afraid. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
But
see.
either they'll make him the sacrificial lamb, or we'll see.
Or he'll turn out to be be working for the Fed.
Yeah.
That's also been rumored too.
There's no telling.
There's no
I mean,
telling.
anything goes these days. I feel like so.
Yeah, we do know
Just
that,
have to keep that in
We
consideration.
do know that he had a bunch of cameras in his house.
Yes.
So evidently he's recorded a lot of this. So if they get hold of that, or if they already have it,
But that doesn't mean that they're going to release
Release
any
it,
of that
yeah.
to the public.
yeah, oh yeah,
So
Yep.
who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Well, we're gonna call this one. Thank you for watching. If you've watched all the way to the end, we appreciate it. Thank you for your support.
Yes.
If you haven't, please like, share, subscribe to our channel, and comment if you let us know what you think about this. And I guess that's it for this one. Until
Thank you
next
for
time,
watching.
we'll see y'all.